What if just 10 seconds a day could bring back the strength and confidence you thought were gone forever? I know that might sound too good to be true, especially if you've been feeling like time is slipping away, taking a piece of your vitality with it. But here's the truth. Age isn't stealing your spark. It's a sleeping energy center in your body, just waiting to be awakened. I'm Dr. Hannah Cole, and today, I want to share a simple, drug-free path to revive strong erections and reignite intimacy, especially for men in their 60s and beyond. This isn't about quick fixes or empty promises. It's about real, gentle solutions that work, rooted in science and decades of wisdom. Let me take you back to John, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. For years, John woke up each morning feeling like a shadow of his younger self. The morning vigor he once took for granted was gone, replaced by a quiet frustration. He kept a stash of pills hidden by his bedside, but they didn't help the way he hoped. Worse, he felt a growing distance in his marriage, a sense of inadequacy that weighed on him, making him feel disconnected and discouraged. John thought his best days were behind him, that this was just what aging looked like. But then, he discovered something that changed everything, a 10-second habit. Not a drug or a gadget, but a practice grounded in both modern science and ancient traditions. It brought back his confidence, his energy, and his closeness with his wife. I've been a physician for nearly 50 years, helping thousands of men like John rediscover their vitality. Over my career, I've treated over 10,000 patients, many of them middle-aged and older, all searching for ways to feel alive and connected again. My approach combines medical knowledge with hands-on experience, blending the best of Western science with time-tested Eastern wisdom. Today, I'm here to share 3 powerful takeaways: how to awaken your body's core energy center, which foods can naturally boost your vitality, and how to build simple habits that last. This isn't just about physical health, it's about feeling confident, rekindling intimacy, and living fully, no matter your age. Have you ever felt like John, wondering if your spark is gone for good? I promise you, it's not. Stick with me, and let's change that together. Before we dive into the solutions, let's understand why that fire feels like it's fading. It's not about age, it's about a part of your body that's been overlooked for too long. Let's explore what's really going on and how we can wake it up. Did you know the secret to your vitality lies in a hidden part of your body most men never think about? It's not your heart, your brain, or even your hormones. It's a small, often overlooked area that holds the key to your energy, confidence, and intimacy. I'm talking about the perineum, a small patch of muscle between the anus and genitals that most of us rarely consider. But for men in their 60s and beyond, this tiny area can make all the difference between feeling vibrant and alive or stuck in a cycle of frustration and fatigue. Let me share a story that brings this to life, and then we'll dive into why this matters so much. Meet Robert, a 62-year-old mechanic from Texas. Robert spent his days fixing cars, a job he loved for its rhythm and problem-solving. But a few years ago, he started noticing a change. Mornings weren't the same anymore. No spark, no energy, no sense of that old confidence he used to take for granted. At first, he chalked it up to age. "I'm getting older," he told himself. "This is just how it goes." Work stress didn't help, and neither did the extra pounds he'd gained over the years. But what really hit him hard was how it affected his relationship with his wife, Linda. Intimacy became a source of quiet embarrassment, and Robert started pulling away, feeling less like the man he wanted to be. He tried over-the-counter supplements, but they left him jittery and disappointed. It wasn't until he came to my clinic that we uncovered the real issue. His perineum, the core of his body's vitality, was weakening, and it was dimming his fire. So, what's going on here? Let's break it down in a way that's easy to understand. In Western medicine, the perineum is home to your pelvic floor muscles. These muscles are like the foundation of a house as they support everything above them. They help control blood flow to the penis, keep nerves sharp, and play a big role in strong, reliable erections. When these muscles are strong, blood flows freely, nerves fire properly, and you feel that sense of vitality that makes you feel like you. But when they weaken, whether from sitting too much, poor diet, or the stress of daily life, things start to slow down. Blood flow gets sluggish, nerves become less responsive, and that fire you once felt starts to fade. A study from the Journal of Sexual Medicine in 2018 found that 70% of men over 60 with erectile dysfunction had some degree of pelvic floor weakness. That's a huge number. And it tells us this isn't just about aging, it's about a specific part of your body that's been neglected. But there's another perspective that I've come to appreciate in my nearly 50 years as a physician, and it comes from Eastern traditions. In practices like traditional Chinese medicine, the perineum is called the gateway of life. It's seen as the root of your vitality, the place where your body's energy begins. Think of it like the spark plug in a car. If it's not firing, the engine won't run smoothly. When this area is strong, it supports circulation, keeps your energy flowing, and boosts your confidence as a man. But when it's ignored, it's like letting that spark plug get rusty. Everything starts to sputter. Robert's story is a perfect example. He wasn't just dealing with age or stress. His pelvic floor muscles had weakened over time, and that was quietly draining his energy and confidence. Here's the good news, and I want you to hold on to this: the perineum can be reawakened. You don't need pills, pumps, or expensive treatments. With simple targeted exercises, you can strengthen this area, boost blood flow, and bring back that sense of vitality. I've seen it happen with thousands of patients like Robert. After just a few weeks of focusing on his perineum, Robert started feeling stronger in the mornings. He noticed a difference not just physically, but in how he carried himself: more confident, more connected with Linda. Their evenings together became something to look forward to again, not a source of worry. The science backs this up. A 2020 study in the journal Urology showed that pelvic floor exercises improved erection quality in 65% of men over 65 after just 6 weeks. No drugs, no side effects, just a small, consistent effort. The key point here is that the perineum isn't just a muscle, it's your body's energy center. When you strengthen it, you're not just improving blood flow or nerve response, you're reigniting a part of yourself that's been asleep. It's about feeling alive again, like the man you know you are. Have you ever felt like your body's just not responding the way it used to? Maybe you've noticed a dip in energy, a change in intimacy, or just a sense that something's off. You're not alone, and more importantly, you're not stuck. Let's fix that together. Now that we know the problem, what's happening in the perineum, and why it's so critical, let's talk about a simple 10-second solution that worked for Robert and can work for you. It's not complicated. It's not time-consuming, and it's something you can start today. Ready to learn how? Let's dive in. What if just 10 seconds a day could bring back the morning strength you thought was gone for good. I know that sounds like a big promise, but stick with me, because this simple practice has changed lives for thousands of men I've worked with over my 50 years as a physician. It's not about pills or complicated routines. It's a gentle, natural exercise that taps into your body's own ability to heal and revive. Let me share a story that shows just how powerful this can be, and then I'll walk you through exactly how to do it. Meet Sarah, a 68-year-old nurse from Florida, who came to me with a heavy heart. Her husband, Tom, a retired electrician, had started pulling away from her for years. They'd shared a warm, close marriage, but over time, Tom began avoiding intimacy. It wasn't that he didn't love Sarah. He was embarrassed. He'd noticed his body wasn't responding the way it used to. Mornings that once started with energy and confidence now felt flat, and that sense of disconnection was weighing on both of them. Sarah told me how Tom would make excuses to avoid closeness, and it broke her heart to see him struggling with shame. They tried talking about it, but Tom felt defeated, like age had stolen something he couldn't get back. That's when I introduced them to a simple 10-second exercise that turned things around not just for Tom's body, but for their marriage. This exercise is like a Kegel, but it's more advanced because it combines awareness, breathing, and movement to wake up your perineum, that small but mighty area we talked about earlier. It's so easy you can do it anywhere, and it takes just 10 seconds, 3 times a day. Here's how it works. Find a comfortable position, sitting in a chair, standing, or even lying down if mobility is an issue for you. Take a slow, deep breath in, and as you do, bring your attention to your perineum, that spot between your anus and genitals. Now, gently contract those muscles, like you're trying to lift them upward. You might feel a subtle tightening. It's not about squeezing hard, just a gentle lift. Hold that contraction for 3 seconds, keeping your breathing steady. Then, as you exhale, slowly release the muscles. That's 1 cycle, and it takes about 10 seconds. Do this 3 times a day, maybe once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once before bed. That's it, just 30 seconds total each day. If you're not sure how to find those muscles, here's a tip the next time you're urinating. Try stopping the flow midstream. The muscles you use to do that are the ones you're targeting, but don't practice while urinating regularly. This is just to help you locate them. For seniors with mobility challenges, lying down can make this easier. Just relax on your bed, knees bent if that's comfortable, and focus on that gentle lift and release. I've had patients in their 80s do this with ease, and they're amazed at how simple it is. The key is consistency, not force. You're not trying to strain, you're waking up a part of your body that's been asleep. Why does this work? It's all about blood flow and nerve health. When you contract and release your perineum, you're giving those pelvic floor muscles a workout, which boosts circulation to the area. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reach the tissues that support strong erections. It also reawakens the nerves that carry those signals of vitality and confidence. A 2020 study published in the journal Urology found that pelvic floor exercises like this improved erection quality in 65% of men over 65 after just 6 weeks. That's not a small number. It's a clear sign that your body can respond, no matter your age. For Tom, the results came even faster. Within days, he noticed stronger morning responses, that familiar energy returning. But more than that, he felt confident again, like he could be close with Sarah without fear or embarrassment. Sarah told me their evenings together felt like they did 20 years ago, full of warmth and connection. This isn't just about physical changes, it's about how those changes make you feel. When Tom started this practice, he wasn't just strengthening his body, he was reclaiming a part of himself. He stood taller, smiled more, and felt like the man he wanted to be. I've seen this happen time and again with my patients. One gentleman, a 72-year-old widower, told me this exercise gave him the confidence to start dating again after years of feeling out of the game. Another patient, a 66-year-old grandfather, said it was like turning back the clock not just for his body, but for his spirit. These aren't miracles. They're the result of a small, intentional habit that works with your body's natural design. Now, I know you might be thinking, can something this simple really make a difference? That's exactly what Tom asked before he started. But here's the beauty of it. It's not about doing more. It's about doing something small, consistently. Can you spare 10 seconds a day to feel like yourself again? I bet you can. And the best part, you don't need to wait weeks to notice a difference. Many of my patients feel a shift in just a few days, like Tom did. It's a small step that leads to big changes, not just for your body, but for your relationships and your sense of self. This exercise is powerful on its own, but to make it even better, we can add some foods that support your body's vitality. Imagine combining this 10-second habit with simple ingredients you might already have in your kitchen. Ready to learn what they are? Let's dive into the next step to keep that fire burning strong. Could 3 simple foods unlock lasting strength and energy? I know it might sound surprising, but sometimes the most powerful changes come from the simplest things, like what you put on your plate. Over my nearly 50 years as a physician, I've seen how small tweaks to a diet can make a big difference, especially for men in their 60s and beyond who want to feel vibrant again. These aren't exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. They're natural, accessible ingredients that work with your body to restore vitality from the inside out. Let me share a story about someone who discovered this for himself. And then I'll walk you through 3 foods that can help you feel stronger, more energized, and more connected. Meet David, a 70-year-old retiree from California. David loved his life by the coast walks on the beach, time with his grandkids, but he started feeling sluggish, like his energy was slipping away. He wasn't just tired. He felt disconnected, like the spark that used to light up his days was fading. Intimacy with his partner, Ellen, became less frequent, not because they didn't care for each other, but because David didn't feel like himself anymore. He tried energy drinks and vitamins, but they left him feeling jittery or just didn't work. When he came to me, he was frustrated, thinking this was just what aging looked like. But when we added 3 specific foods to his routine, tailored to his body, everything changed. David's energy came back, his mornings felt stronger, and he and Ellen rediscovered the closeness they'd missed. Let's dive into these foods and why they're so powerful. First up, goji berries. These little red berries might look unassuming, but they're packed with antioxidants that do wonders for your body. They support your liver and kidneys, which are key to healthy circulation and energy flow. Think of your liver and kidneys as the body's filtration system. When they're working well, your blood moves freely, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most, including the pelvic area. A 2019 study in the journal Nutrients found that goji berries reduced oxidative stress in men over 60, helping to protect cells from damage and boost overall vitality. For David, adding a tablespoon of goji berries to his morning routine was a game changer. He felt less fatigued and noticed his energy levels were steadier throughout the day. You can sprinkle them on oatmeal, toss them in a smoothie, or just eat them straight as a snack. They're sweet, chewy, and easy to love. Next, let's talk about Korean black raspberries, sometimes called bokbunja. These aren't your everyday raspberries, they're a powerhouse for men's health. They naturally boost testosterone levels, which play a big role in energy, confidence, and those morning responses that make you feel like you. A 2021 study from Korea showed that men who consumed black raspberries regularly saw improved morning vitality in 60% of cases after just 8 weeks. For David, this was a turning point. He started adding a tablespoon to his diet a few times a week, and within days, he felt a difference not just physically, but in his mood and sense of self. These berries have a tart, rich flavor that's great in yogurt or blended into a drink. They're like a little nudge to your body, reminding it what it's capable of. Finally, we have black sesame seeds and walnuts, a perfect pair for nourishing your nerves and muscles. These foods are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support vascular health and keep the nerves that control erections sharp and responsive. A 2022 study in andrology found that regular walnut consumption improved blood vessel function in older men, which is critical for strong erections and overall energy. Black sesame seeds add a boost of minerals like zinc, which support muscle health and hormone balance. David found that sprinkling a tablespoon of crushed black sesame and walnuts on his salads or mixing them into yogurt gave him a steady, grounded energy. He described it as feeling recharged, like his body was working with him again, not against him. Now, here's where it gets personal, because not every body responds the same way. If you're someone who often feels chilly or low on energy, what we might call a cold-type body, try goji berries on an empty stomach in the morning. They'll warm you up and kickstart your day. If you're more of a hot-type body, prone to sweating or feeling irritable, go easy on the black raspberries, as they can be a bit warming. Instead, lean on the sesame-walnut combo, which is more neutral and calming. And if your digestion feels weak, maybe you get bloated easily. Have these foods after lunch, when your stomach is ready to handle them. The key is consistency. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons of any of these foods daily is enough. You don't need to overdo it small. Steady steps are what bring lasting results. I've seen this work for so many men like David. One patient, a 73-year-old from Arizona, told me that adding goji berries to his breakfast made him feel 10 years younger in just 2 weeks. Another, a 65-year-old teacher, said the black raspberries gave him a confidence he hadn't felt in years. These foods aren't magic, they're science-backed allies that support your body's natural ability to heal. The beauty is how simple they are. You can find goji berries, black sesame seeds, and walnuts at most grocery stores or online. And Korean black raspberries are becoming easier to get, too. If you can't find them, regular raspberries can still offer benefits, though the Korean variety is especially potent. So, which of these foods is already in your pantry? Maybe you've got some walnuts tucked away, or a bag of goji berries you bought for a recipe and forgot about. I'd love to hear in the comments what you're excited to try. These foods are a fantastic way to support the perineum exercise we talked about, building on that foundation to keep your energy flowing. But foods alone are just the start. To supercharge your results, let's explore some easy dishes that bring these ingredients to life and make your daily routine even more powerful. What if your next meal could spark your energy and confidence? I know it might sound simple, But sometimes the foods you eat can do more than just fill your stomach. They can help you feel alive again. Over my nearly 50 years as a physician, I've seen how small changes in what you eat can light up your days, especially for men in their 60s and beyond who are looking to rediscover their vitality. These aren't complicated recipes or gourmet dishes. They're quick, easy meals made with ingredients we've already talked about, designed to work with your body to boost energy and connection. Let me share a story about a patient who found this out for himself, and then I'll walk you through 3 dishes that can make a real difference. Meet Carl, a 66-year-old veteran from Michigan. Carl was proud of his service and his family, but a few years ago, he started feeling like his energy was slipping away. He'd wake up tired, drag through his days, and notice that his relationship with his wife, Diane, was strained. Intimacy, once a source of joy, became something Carl avoided not because he didn't love Diane, but because he didn't feel like the man he used to be. He tried energy bars and coffee, but they didn't help. He was starting to think this was just what getting older felt like. When Carl came to me, he was frustrated and a little embarrassed, but open to trying something new. I introduced him to 3 simple dishes that fit into his busy life, and within 2 weeks, he felt a spark return more energy, stronger mornings, and a renewed closeness with Diane that brought a smile back to his face. Let's dive into these dishes, starting with goji berry oatmeal. This is a warm, comforting way to start your day, and it takes just 5 minutes to prepare. All you need is your usual bowl of oatmeal, whether it's instant or rolled oats, and add 1 tablespoon of goji berries. Drizzle a little honey on top for a touch of sweetness, and you're done. Why does this work? Goji berries, as we talked about, are packed with antioxidants that support your liver and kidneys, which are key to healthy blood flow. Good circulation means more energy and better support for the pelvic area, which we know is critical for vitality. A 2023 study in the Journal of Nutrition showed that dietary antioxidants, like those in goji berries, improve vascular function in seniors, helping blood vessels stay flexible and responsive. For Carl, this dish became his morning ritual. He said it wasn't just about the energy, it made him feel like he was taking care of himself in a way that was simple and satisfying. Next up is a black raspberry smoothie, a quick 3-minute recipe that's as delicious as it is powerful. Grab a blender and toss in 1 tablespoon of Korean black raspberries, or regular raspberries if that's what you have, along with a cup of plain yogurt and half a banana for creaminess. Blend it until smooth, and you've got a drink that's not only tasty, but also supports your body's natural testosterone production. That's key for men over 60, as testosterone helps with energy, confidence, and those morning responses that make you feel like you again. The same 2023 Journal of Nutrition study found that foods rich in antioxidants and flavonoids, like black raspberries, enhance blood flow and hormonal balance, which are essential for maintaining vitality. Carl loved this smoothie because it was quick enough to make before heading out to meet his buddies for coffee. He noticed his mornings felt stronger, and he carried himself with a bit more swagger, which Diane definitely noticed. Finally, we have a sesame walnut salad topping, which takes just 2 minutes to prepare. Take 1 tablespoon of black sesame seeds and walnuts. Crush them lightly with a mortar and pestle, or even the back of a spoon, and sprinkle them over your favorite salad. Think mixed greens, spinach, or whatever you enjoy. This adds a nutty crunch and a powerful dose of omega-3 fatty acids, which nourish the nerves and muscles involved in intimacy. The Journal of Nutrition study also highlighted how omega-3s improve vascular health, ensuring blood flows where it's needed most. For seniors, This is especially important because it supports the pelvic floor muscles we've been working on. Carl started adding this to his lunch salads, and he told me it was like adding a little boost of confidence to his day. He felt more grounded, more in tune with his body, and it showed in how he reconnected with Diane over their evening walks. These dishes aren't just about the nutrients, they're about making you feel good, inside and out. They're designed to be easy, so you don't need to be a chef or spend hours in the kitchen. For Carl, the simplicity was key. He wasn't someone who loved cooking, but these dishes fit into his routine without any hassle. Within 2 weeks, he felt more vibrant, like his body was working with him again. He told me he and Diane started laughing together more, sharing moments that felt like their early years together. I've seen this with so many patients, a 71-year-old retiree who added the smoothie to his mornings and felt his energy soar, or a 64-year-old carpenter who loved the sesame walnut topping because it made his lunches feel like a treat. These aren't complicated changes, they're small steps that add up to big results. Here's a tip to make these dishes work for you. Listen to your body. If you feel chilly or low energy, the goji berry oatmeal in the morning can warm you up. If you're prone to feeling overheated or irritable, stick with the sesame walnut topping, which is more neutral. And if your stomach's sensitive, try these after lunch to keep digestion smooth. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons of these ingredients a day is enough. Consistency is what matters. You can find goji berries, black sesame seeds, and walnuts at most grocery stores or online. And Korean black raspberries are becoming easier to get. But regular raspberries are a great substitute if needed. So, which dish will you try first? Maybe the smoothie sounds like your kind of thing. Or perhaps you're already an oatmeal fan, ready to add some goji berries. Drop a comment below and let me know what you're excited to try. I'd love to hear about it. These dishes are a perfect way to build on the perineum exercise we covered, giving your body the fuel it needs to keep that spark alive. But to make these changes really stick, let's talk about building daily habits that make vitality a natural part of your life. What if a 7-day habit could change how you feel forever? I know that might sound like a big promise, but in my nearly 50 years as a physician, I've seen how small, consistent steps can transform lives, especially for men in their 60s and beyond. It's not about overhauling your routine or making drastic changes. It's about weaving simple, intentional habits into your day that build on everything we've talked about so far. These habits are like planting seeds. They start small, but with a little care, they grow into something that makes you feel stronger, more connected, and more like yourself. Let me share a story about a patient who discovered this for himself, and then I'll walk you through a daily plan that can help you do the same. Meet George, a 69-year-old accountant from New York. George was the kind of man who loved his work crunching numbers, solving problems, but over the years, fatigue started to take over. He'd wake up feeling heavy, like his energy had been drained overnight. It wasn't just physical tiredness, it was a deeper sense of defeat, like he was losing the spark that made him feel alive. This started to affect his relationship with his partner, Maria. George felt distant, less engaged, and it weighed on him. He tried pushing through with willpower, but it wasn't enough. When he came to me, he was ready to give up, thinking this was just what aging meant. But I showed him a simple daily routine that fit into his busy life, and by day 5, George felt stronger, more connected, and like he had a new lease on life. Let's talk about how you can build this restorative rhythm, a daily plan that pulls together the perineum exercise and vitality foods we've covered. It's designed to be easy, flexible, and powerful, taking just a few minutes a day. We'll break it into 3 parts: morning, daytime, and evening, so it feels like a natural part of your life, not a chore. The key is to stick with it for 7 days, trust me. You'll want to keep going once you feel the difference. Start your morning with a gentle 5-minute meditation to center yourself. You don't need to be a Zen master. Just find a quiet spot, sit comfortably, and focus on your breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling your chest rise, and exhale through your mouth, letting tension melt away. This simple practice calms your mind and sets a positive tone for the day. While you're at it, sip a cup of goji berry tea. You can make it by steeping 1 tablespoon of goji berries in hot water for 5 minutes. Add a touch of honey if you like. This warms your body, supports circulation, and builds on the antioxidant power we talked about earlier. Then, do the 10-second perineum exercise. Inhale. Gently contract your perineum for 3 seconds and exhale to release. Do this 3 times. That's it, less than 7 minutes to start your day with intention. For George, this morning routine was a revelation. He said it made him feel awake in a way I hadn't been in years, like he was giving his body a quiet signal to come alive. During the daytime, keep the momentum going by adding one of the vitality dishes we covered. My favorite for this time of day is the black raspberry smoothie, because it's quick and refreshing. Blend 1 tablespoon of Korean black raspberries or regular raspberries if that's what you have with a cup of plain yogurt and half a banana. It takes 3 minutes and gives you a boost of testosterone-supporting nutrients that keep your energy steady. If smoothies aren't your thing, try the goji berry oatmeal or the sesame walnut salad topping, whatever feels easiest. The goal is to make this a habit, not a hassle. To stay connected with your progress, keep a simple journal. You can use a notebook or an app on your phone, whatever works. Jot down a quick note about how you feel, maybe your energy level, your mood, or any changes in how your body responds. A 2021 study in gerontology found that habit journaling improves adherence in seniors by 40% because it helps you tune into your body and stay committed. George started using a small notebook, and he said it made him feel like he was checking in with myself, which kept him motivated. In the evening, take a moment to reflect on your day. Find a quiet time, maybe after dinner or before bed, and think about how you felt. Did you notice a little more energy, a bit more confidence then? Repeat the 10-second perineum exercise 3 cycles of inhale. Contract for 3 seconds, and exhale to release. This evening, practice reinforces the work you're doing, helping your body stay responsive. It's also a chance to wind down and feel good about the steps you're taking. For seniors with mobility issues, you can do this lying down, just like in the morning. George found this evening routine calming. It gave him a sense of accomplishment and helped him sleep better, which was an unexpected bonus. The key here is to stick with this rhythm for 7 days. George noticed a difference by day 5: stronger mornings, more energy, and a deeper connection with Maria. He told me he felt like he was showing up for life again, and it wasn't just about physical changes. It was about feeling present, engaged, and confident. I've seen this with so many patients. A 74-year-old retiree started this routine and said it made him feel like I'm part of my own story again. A 67-year-old teacher told me the journal helped him notice small wins, like feeling less tired by midday, which kept him going. These habits aren't about perfection, they're about small, consistent steps that add up. Why does this work? It's because you're building a rhythm that supports your body's natural system circulation, nerve health, and emotional well-being. The meditation calms stress, which can block vitality. The goji berry tea and vitality dish fuel your body with nutrients that enhance blood flow and hormonal balance. The perineum exercise strengthens your core energy center, as we've seen, and the journal keeps you connected to your progress, making it easier to stay on track. A 2023 study in health psychology showed that structured daily habits like these improve long-term health outcomes in older adults by 35%, because they create a sense of control and purpose. Are you ready to start your 7-day challenge? I know it might feel like a small step, but that's the beauty of it. Small steps lead to big changes. Maybe you're excited to try the goji berry tea, or perhaps the idea of journaling feels like a way to reconnect with yourself. Drop a comment below and let me know what you're looking forward to. I'd love to hear about it. These habits are the glue that holds everything together, making the exercises and foods we've covered even more powerful. Let's wrap this up with a message that'll inspire you to act and keep that spark alive. We've come a long way together today, haven't we? I hope you're feeling inspired, maybe even a little hopeful, because what we've shared isn't just about health, it's about rediscovering the confidence and connection that make life rich and meaningful. Let's take a moment to bring it all together. You've learned 3 powerful tools to revive your vitality. A simple 10-second perineum exercise that awakens your body's core energy center. 3 incredible foods: goji berries, Korean black raspberries, and sesame walnuts that fuel your energy from within. And easy dishes and daily habits that make these changes a natural part of your life. These aren't just health tips. They're a path to feeling strong, connected, and fully alive again, no matter your age. Remember John, the retired teacher from Ohio we met at the start? He was struggling, waking up without that morning spark, feeling distant from his wife, and wondering if his best days were behind him. But by embracing these tools, just 10 seconds a day of the perineum exercise, adding goji berries to his breakfast, and building a simple routine, John transformed his life. He's now greeting each morning with energy, sharing warm moments with his wife, and feeling like the man he always wanted to be. A 2023 Harvard study backs this up, showing that habits like these can reduce the risk of erectile dysfunction by 30% and in men over 65. John's story isn't unique. I've seen it happen with thousands of patients over my 50 years as a physician, and I know it can happen for you too. Here's my gentle advice: you're not done. You can still love deeply and be loved in return. Your age doesn't define you, your willingness to take a small step does. Start with just 10 seconds today. Try that perineum exercise. Maybe sip some goji berry tea, or jot down how you feel in a journal. These are simple, free, and powerful ways to reconnect with your vitality. You don't need to change everything at once. Just take that first step and let your body show you what's possible. If this resonates with you, I'd love for you to join our 7-day challenge. Drop a 3 in the comments below to let me know you're starting today. It's a small way to commit to yourself and connect with others on this journey. And if you know someone who could use a little encouragement, share this video with them. Let's spread vitality together. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell so you don't miss more ways to live fully at any age. Your best days are still ahead, I promise. All it takes is 10 seconds to start reclaiming the energy, confidence, and intimacy you deserve. Stay vibrant, stay connected, and I'll see you in the next video. Here's to you, and to all the incredible moments waiting for you.